Thank you very much. Kim asked me tonight if I was a little bit nervous about speaking in front of this many people, and if I had to sing, I would be terrified. So now I understand the question. It is truly a pleasure to be in front of all of you tonight, and I say that so sincerely. I have a quick question. How many of you have read the book The Help, or seen the movie? It's now a movie. Okay, great. How many of you know the backstory, that the author took 5 years to write that book and went to 60 publishing agencies before it was published? How does that connect to me? You're probably wondering, what kind of tangent is this going on? Well, I've applied for this grant for 5 years because I love working with Apparo. And I have a little bit of a competitive nature, so I've been doing my research on who's won when I haven't. So I'm going to take 1 minute. I don't have like 20 minutes, but I'm going to take 1 minute to talk about last year's winner, because I got to meet them through an iPad project that we were later able to participate with Apparo. And last year they funded the autistic services of Mecklenburg County. And the reason this is important to me is because when I started in the nonprofit sector 20 years ago, I worked with kids with autism. And when they were nonverbal and they couldn't communicate with me, they would drop to the ground and bite my calf. That hurts. So let me tell you what happened. They were able to receive iPads, and these children and grown individuals that for decades could not communicate are now given a voice. They're no longer biting because they can communicate. So I know there's a lot of research with nonprofits about ROI, what's the return on investment. Accenture, to me, last year, priceless. I'm glad I didn't win. So hat tip to you. I know this is about this year, so I'm going to get to that part of my speech, but I really want to acknowledge the work that Apparo and Accenture have done in the community so far. Thank you. I'm here to represent Habitat Metrolina Partners, which consists of 9 Habitat affiliates in the region. They're kind of close together, within an hour of each other. Kind of crazy way of doing things, but that's the way we did them 20 years ago when we got started. About a year and a half ago, we started doing things together. We named ourselves Habitat Metrolina Partners, and we started doing initiatives that would help us serve more productively. And we started advertising our restores collectively. So the 11 restores that you can donate to if you're getting rid of your couch or appliance or cabinets in your kitchen, they started a marketing campaign, and that's where our funding will go to, and we're really excited about that project. And like I mentioned in the video, when we were in the interview process, the folks on the interview team were saying, have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought about that? And I was like, wow, scope creep. This is so exciting. There's so many things we can consider doing. Let's see. Sorry, I don't speak in front of this many people every day. Because this is an Apparo event, I would be remiss if I didn't thank the Apparo team, because they've been remarkable to partner with over the last 6 or 7 years. Tina Tribuco, who's here tonight, Rosalind Frazier, some of the consultants that I've had the pleasure of working with. They've done technology strategic plans for Habitat Charlotte when I was the associate director there. They've also done, sometimes painful, mortgage servicing, construction software application selections. And most recently, they helped Habitat Metrolina Partners do a technology selection in construction software. So we actually thought, let's see what for-profit builders use to manage their business. Not rocket science, but we hadn't done it before. And see if there's a way we can leverage our buying power and buy our construction materials collectively. And so Apparo partnered with us on that project and did a scope, and we have some technology that we're not only looking at here, but also in Raleigh, and I'm also showing that to Habitat International. So never question the amount of what that little seed that starts here in Charlotte can do. In closing, I really want to thank Accenture and Apparo for giving a voice last year to the folks that didn't have one, and to the 4 years of work they've done before that. But I also want to leave all of you with a quote from Habitat for Humanity International's founder, Millard Fuller. Everyone that gets sleepy at night should have a simple, decent place to lay their heads. When you go home tonight, know that your work through Apparo with Habitat is helping more and more 80-something-year-old people that have been struggling to stay in their house because it's leaking in 4 different places. They're now able to stay because we've repaired the roof. Single mom working 3 jobs just to make rent is now able to stay because her mortgage is now between $375 and $575 a month. So know that your support of these types of projects helps us run our nonprofit more efficiently and helps us serve members in our community. Thank you. It's really, truly a pleasure.